Now this work is review on both sides, or reviewing on both sides of the unit. Here I have a unit. If I multiply this unit by 10, what am I going to get? I'm going to get 10. Here I have 10, 110. But if I divide this unit by 10, what would I get? I will get 1/10. Here I have 1/10. If I multiply this unit by 100, what do I get? I'm going to get 100. This is 100. If I divide this unit by 100, what will I get? I'm going to get 100th. Where I have 100th. If I multiply this unit by 1000, what will I get? I'm going to get 1000. Here I have 1000. If I divide this unit by 1000, what will I get? I'm going to have 1000th. Here I have 1000th. If I multiply this unit by 10,000, what will I get? I'm going to get 10,000. Here I have 10,000. If I divide this unit by 10,000, what will I get? I'm going to have 1/10,000. Here I have 1/10,000. If I multiply this unit by 100,000, what will I get? I'll get 100,000. Here I have 100,000. If I divide this unit by 100,000, what will I get? I'm going to get 100,000. Here I have 100,000. If I multiply this unit by 1 million, what will I get? I will get 1 million. Here I have 1 million. If I divide this unit by 1 million, what will I get? I'm going to get 1 millionth. This is my 1 millionth. So what do we observe? From this unit, if we multiply by the powers of 10, we get the categories to the left. And from this unit, if we divide by the powers of 10, we get the categories to the right. Wow, this is the decimal system. The decimal system multiplied by 10 yields larger and larger and larger numbers. Dividing by the powers of 10 yields numbers that are smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. Now let's look at the decimal notation. We already know that this is our unit. This is 1. So this is a 10. This is a 100. We should move the bits apart. This is a 1,000. 10,000. So we can see the unit. When we multiply the unit by the powers of 10, we can see 10, 100. Multiplying the unit by 100, we are getting 1,000. You see that the numbers are getting bigger and bigger. If we multiply the unit by 10 and 10,000, we are getting 10,000. Multiply the unit by 100,000, we have 100,000 here. Multiply the unit by 1 million, we have 1 million here. Now, to the left of the unit, or to my own right hand side, we see that the numbers will be getting smaller and smaller, because here, when we divide the unit by 10, we are having 1/10. You remember? 1/10. We divide the unit by 100, we have 100th. We divide the unit by 1,000, we have 1,000th. We divide the unit by 1/10,000, we have 1/10,000th. we divide the unit by 100,000, we have 100,000 there, and we divide the unit by 1 million, we are having 1 million here. Now, how do we write the quantities here? Now, suppose I do this. We know that this is 1/10, right? Here we have 1/10. Now, suppose I take this 1/10. Watch what I'm going to do. I bring it here, but then I flip it over. What am I having? This is 1/10. 1/10. I have something here to put here. This is a 1/10. Suppose I do this too. This is 100. If I bring it here and flip it over, so this is 100th. I have this to put it my decimal point. So this is how we write out 100th. Suppose I take 1,000 here and bring it here, and I flip it over. I have 1,000th. I have a black point to show my decimal point. So this is 1,000th. Suppose I bring the 10,000. So we see the numbers here to the right of the unit. They are increasing, say 1, 10, 100, 1,000. So as we continue to multiply the unit by the powers of 10, we see the numbers increasing. The unit multiplied by 100,000, this is 100,000, and this is 1 million. Now let's look at quantities on this side of the unit. We already know that this is 1/10. When we divide the unit by 10, we are getting 1/10 here. Dividing the unit by 100, we are having 100th here. We divide the unit by 1,000, this is 1,000th. When we divide the unit by 110,000, this is 110,000th. And then finally we have 1 millionth. Now, how do we notate these quantities? They're getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. Now, we know that this is 1/10 and this is 1/10th. Suppose I bring the 1/10 here and I flip it over. What do I have now? This is 1/10th. I have a decimal point, 1/10th. And suppose I bring the 100 to this side of the unit. Remember, when I multiply by 100, I'm having 100. Multiplying one unit by 100, I'm having 100. So when I divide the 1 unit by 100, I bring it here and I flip it over. I have a decimal point. I'll put here. This is 100th. In the same way, if I bring the 1,000, we already know that this is 1,000. Let's bring 1,000 here. And flip it over. Where do you think I'll put my decimal point? Put my decimal point here. So this is how we write 1,000. I bring my 10,000 here and I flip it over. I'll put my decimal point here. So this is 1/10,000. If I bring my 100,000 over here and I flip it over and I put my decimal point here, this is my 100,000th. In the same way, I bring my 1 million over here and flip it over. This is 1 millionth. Now, if you notice this, you can see in the unit here, this is the unit 1. Now, look at the 10th. Where we have a unit here, we see that is 0. There is no unit here. So the next place we have the 1, after the decimal point, this is 1/10th. And here we see here that in the unit place is 0, In the 10th place is 0. Now this is the 100th place. And look at here, the unit place, it is 0. In the 10th place is 0. In the 100th place is 0. And this is the 1000th place. Look at here, in the unit place is 0. The 10th place is 0. In the 100th place is 0. In the 1000th place is 0. So the next place, that's the 10,000th one. Let's look at here. In the unit place is 0. In the 10th place is 0. In the 100th place is 0. In the 10,000th place is 0. So the next place is 100th. So this is 100,000. Now look at the millionth. In the unit place is 0. Then in the 10th place is 0. In the 100th place is 0. In the 1000th place is 0. In the 10,000th place is 0. In the 100,000th place is 0. And the next place is in the millionth place. So this is 1 millionth. But you know what? I actually have cards that we use to notate these quantities. So let's return these other cards to their right position, flipping them over again. The other side. So I'll bring this here, flip it over. So this is 10. I'll bring this over here, flip it over. This is 100. I'll move the decimal point. I'll bring the thousand here. I'll flip it over. I'll move my decimal point. This is my 1000. I'll bring this here. I'll flip it over. So this is my 10,000 again. I'll bring the 100,000 back to this position, but I'll flip it over and remove the decimal point. This 100,000. I hope you know the difference. And I bring the 1 million from here. I'll move it over to where I brought it from originally. Flip it over and remove my decimal point. So this is 1 million. Now, as I said, I have my proper cards. So I have my cards to notate the quantities I have here on this side of the unit. Rather than moving these cards, the decimal cards here, and flipping them over and putting decimal points, I actually have these decimal cards. So this is the 1 unit. This is 1/10. Can you see? 0 in the unit place and 1 after the decimal point. So this is 1/10. The decimal point is showing that we've divided the unit into 10 equal pieces. Now, you can see here, this is 100th. You can see it here. The unit place is 0, the 10th place is 0, and then we have 1 in the 100th place. And here we have 1,000th. You see it here. Unit place is 0, the 10th place is 0, the 100th place is 0, and then we have the 1,000th. So this is 1,000th. And here, you see here, the unit place is 0. After the decimal point, the 10th place is 0, the 100th place is 0, the 1,000th place is 0, and now the 10,000 place is 1. So this is 1/10,000th. Here, see where we have the decimal point. Unit place is 0, 10th place is 0, 100th place is 0, 1,000th place is 0, 10,000th place is 0, and then the next place is 100,000th. And then we have this other decimal card. Again, we see here, unit place is 0, 10th place after the decimal point is 0, the 100th place is 0, the 1,000th place is 0, the 10,000th place is 0, the 100,000th place is 0, and then the next place is millionth. So we have 1 millionth. So I have this to help you again, to help your understanding. You see here, this is the unit here. On this side of the unit, we are multiplying the quantities by 10. And so we have 10 here, 100, multiply the unit by 1,000, we are having 1,000. And here we have 100,000. And here we have 1 million. That's if you multiply the unit by 1 million. So we have 1 million here. And this side, remember, we are dividing the units. You can see this line showing that we are dividing the unit here. The unit is divided into 10 equal pieces. So this is 1/10. That's another way of writing 1/10. So this is 1/10. This is 100th, 1,000th. Another way of writing 1,000, 110,000th, 100,000th, and 1 millionth. So this is another way of writing these quantities on this side of the unit. So these are different ways of writing these same quantities. As I've said, this is what we have here. 1/10, 1/10, 100th, 1,000th, 110,000th, 100,000th, 1 millionth. And of course, you know these numbers: 10, 100, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, and 1 million. So this is another way of writing these quantities. And you see here, when you do powers of numbers, you will understand this better. This is another way we write it, but you will understand this better when we have done powers of numbers.